Hey guys, welcome back to the Joy of Wrenching. I'm your friendly neighborhood mechanic, and today I want to talk to you about used cars. I get a lot of questions about, hey, what's the best used car out there? And I tell people pretty much the same thing every time, and most of them don't like that answer. But I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you about the best used car out there today, so let's go see what it is. Okay, here she is. This, my friends, is the best used car that you can get. This happens to be a 2000 Lincoln Town Car. It's the same thing as the Crown Victoria, same thing as the Grand Marquis. They call these the Panther platform cars. And I know what you're saying. This cannot be the best used car. Les, this is the ugliest car. But guess what? It is not that bad, and it truly is the best used car, and I'm going to show you why. This is a grandpa car. Yes, it is a car that a lot of old people like to drive. But guess what? Along with age comes wisdom, and I want to show you how come older people are smart to drive a car like this. And you know, they have to have it pried from their hands by their daughter or granddaughter Karen, who says that you're not safe to be on the road anymore in the car. And that's where these come from, and that's where you get them. But I'll tell you why they want to hold on to them. This thing, these year models, they made them from the 90s up through about 2000 and I don't know, 8 or 9, somewhere in there. So they made them for a long time. And you remember they used to use them for police cars. They used to use them for taxi cabs, executive services. There's a billion of these things still out on the road. And you know why they're still on the road? Because they're so reliable. These cars will go 1,000,000 miles. Yes, I just said this car will go 1,000,000 miles. This one in particular has 125,000 on it, and I want to show you how nice it still is. So let's just start here in the front. Again, beautiful burgundy color. You know, they just don't make these colors anymore, right? Beautiful burgundy color. Look at these shiny rims, brand new tires on it. You know, just yeah, it's a boat, okay? Yeah, it's a boat. But you know what's nice about a boat? When you're on the ocean or when you're on the road in one of these, you're just floating along. They're awesome. You're gonna have to deal with, again, you're getting these from older folks, you're gonna have to deal with a few scratches on the corners. These are big cars, and the older folks, occasionally, they would, you know, rub into something here and there. But that's just cosmetic. This does not detract from the best used car portion of this thing. But yeah, look at this thing. It's huge, but it'll hold a lot of people. It'll keep you really safe. I mean, look how wide this thing is. I mean, this thing's humongous. But you don't have to worry about people pulling out in front of you. People think that you're 90 years old when you're driving this thing, and people give you the right of way. I love it. But as you can see, this one's still very clean, very straight, and just a joy to drive. And I'll show you under the hood here, inside in just a moment, and then we're gonna take it out for a spin. So let's check out these beauties on the inside. Oh man, just the quality. You can just feel it as you open this thing up. Well, look at this. You've got the driver's side couch in full leather all the way across. Center console. Oh, and by the way, you know how you pick a really good one? You know you got a really good one? Is if there's a box of Kleenex here in the center console. Man, that's a dead giveaway that a nice old family was driving one of these. But look at this thing. You've got leather for miles, miles and miles. Back seat big enough to hold the whole family, maybe smuggle a whole bunch of other people into the country in. I mean, goodness gracious. And it's so soft. Listen to the sound of this door. Solid. You don't get that anymore. The modern car, you shut the door and you hear bang, 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 bang. It's crazy. Come here, I want to show you this. You remember going to the drive-in with your buddies back in the 70s or the 80s? You could fit 12 people, 12 bodies in here, alive or dead, really. But you could fit 12 people in this. Matter of fact, I'm a big dude. I've got plenty of room back here. But these things are huge. Again, the huge factor is it's great because it's so safe. Again, just so nice, so oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the air compressor kicking on. You know why? Because back here, it's got air shocks. Rides like a dream, like you're floating on a cloud of cotton balls or something. It's awesome. The faux wood grain interior. This one's been out in the sun a little bit, got some cracking, but look how nice the dash is. Again, 25-year-old car. The dash isn't cracked at all. You like my little hula girl there? All right, so let's check what's under the hood in these things. There we go. Look at that. 4.6 liter, big American V8. You know why I love these things? Again, they put them in taxi cabs, they put them in the Mustang, they put them in cop cars. They made a bazillion of these things. And you want to change your alternator? Oh, here it is. I can touch that thing. I can change that in 5 minutes. You want to change your water pump? Oh, here it is. I'm touching that. I can change that. There's no tearing this engine apart. The parts for this thing, they're readily available at your local 7-Eleven, your local Quick Trip, okay? You can get parts for this anywhere, and the parts are cheap. When something goes wrong, which is very rare, by the way, they're cheap. Very nice, big V8, lots of power, just enough to move you down the road, and it's a super quiet and comfortable car. All right, so enough gabbing about the outside. Here we are on the inside, comfortable. What do you think? You like it over there? Does it feel comfortable? Is that seat nice and cushy? Air conditioning going, nice and cold air. Let's go ahead and take it for a spin, shall we? Get the hula girl dancing. I have to actually move her. Oh, better put on my seatbelt. Don't want to forget that. I actually have to move her because this thing rides so smooth, she never moves unless you just flick her with your finger. There we go. Oh yeah. Wow. So smooth. Again, it's like butter. Quiet in here. I can whisper and you can hear each other talking over the whisper. Modern cars rattle, hear all the road noise, just crazy. This thing's so nice. Here we got the Alpine stereo system with the tape deck still in it. I've got this little adapter hook up to my my phone so I can listen to modern music. Nice, good sound system. Again, smooth, quiet. Thing just floats along, doesn't it? Love these things. Again, you're in a big car. It's super safe. Good brakes. Good powerful engine if you need to get up and get out of the way of something. Nice and quiet. The air shocks in the back just bouncing down the road. I can't say enough good things about these cars. I love them. The only thing is that my wife thinks it's ugly. I just can't get it. She can't see past the crunchy exterior to the ooey gooey middle here. I don't get it, but it just puts a smile on your face to drive one of these, and you almost feel like you need to. Here's the seat controls. You almost feel like you need to cruise a little slow, maybe lay back in the seat a little bit further when you drive one of these. It's so comfortable. But I don't want to take a nap. You've got all kinds of creature comforts. This is year 2000. I think they made them up until 2000, maybe as late as 2011. I can't remember exactly. If you remember the last year of this thing, you can comment down below and tell everybody, or I'll look it up. But you've got seat controls here. Seats rolling forward and backwards. You can set it for your memory there. Mirror controls, window switches, Nice little area in here. You can store some trash, or maybe put, like, I don't know, your book or something like that. Look at this. We can put some big gulps in here. You know, some 44-ounce Quick Trip cups, some Sonic big drinks in there. Oh, look at that, cigarette lighters, so you can charge up your phone or whatever. Center console here. Got room for all your cassette tapes to go in. Place for all your coinage. A little mustard in there. Just such a nice car. We got steering wheel controls for the cruise here, the radio, air conditioning over here, crank up the fan, turn down the temperature. Everything works on these cars. Like I said, these things will last for 500,000, a million miles, and all these little switches and everything, they still work on this car. And this one, you know, has not got that many miles, but it's been sitting outside in the sun for decades. And the worst thing that's happened, a little crazing, a little cracking on this piece of plastic here. But the dashboard, it's not cracked. It has nothing wrong with it. She loves it. So next time somebody asks me, what's the best used car to get right now? I'm gonna tell them the same thing I always tell them. Go find yourself a Crown Vic. Go find yourself one of these Lincoln Town Cars. They're beautiful cars, very safe, very easy to work on, very reliable. When they do break, you can go get a part just about anywhere. Get back on the road for next to nothing. You know, Grandma and Grandpa, they used to travel the country seeing grandkids in these things. They didn't have a cell phone. They didn't have any money. They just jumped in this thing, put it in gear, and drove across country to see you. No worries. Why? Because these things are rock solid reliable. Hey guys, if you like these videos and I'm helping you out, please do me a favor too and hit that subscribe button. It's not going to sign you up for any junk mail or anything like that, but what it does is it really helps us to reach a greater audience with our video content and help other people out. So thank you guys again for watching. Let's get back to it. Okay, so I've sold you on the Panther platform cars. Yay, you're ready to go get you one. And you're asking me, Les, where do I find a good one? Well, I tell you, that's a great question. It can be tough to find a good one because these cars are getting older, and so they've traded hands a few times, and you know, it went from Grandpa to some crackhead, right? And they tore it up. Well, you got to be careful about those. So where you find a good one, you kind of got to get on, you know, Marketplace or someplace like that and set an alert to tell you when one comes up, because a good one of these, they get snatched up so quick because every mechanic out there knows that this is a wonderful car and they want to buy them. Every crackhead loves them too because they can take all their friends, I guess, around town in them. But they're just inexpensive cars, and you can find one, a great one, under 5,000, maybe under even 3,000 if you can put up with a few cosmetic issues. Okay, so one's come up for sale and you're going out and you want to check it out. What do you need to look for to see if you've got a good one or not? All right, so first off, try to find one that's got under 175,000 miles. Yes, this thing's going to last to 500,000, a million miles, but that's if it's had good maintenance. So if it's had good maintenance, and you can see the records of that, and you can see that when you look at the car and you talk to the people that you buy it from, hopefully you're buying it from the owner that's had it a long time. If it's had good maintenance, don't be afraid of a 200,000 mile car, okay? But once you get there, there's a couple of things you want to look for. On these cars, the intake manifold leaks coolant in this area and then down underneath and behind that alternator. So you want to see if that intake manifold like this one has been replaced, or if there's any leakage of coolant or water down underneath and behind that alternator. Other than that, the engines on these things, they're just super rock solid. This is a big heavy car. And so it's going to have some suspension stuff in the front. It might make some creaky sounds or something like that when you bounce it. This one, again, doesn't have any issues, so I can't show you any of that, but some of the suspension things might need work. That's something else that you can come and check out. And again, just, you know, give it a bounce test, see if you hear any weird noises. If your car is one of these Lincoln Town cars, it has the air ride suspension, and you come up on that car and it's been sitting and this back end is sitting down low, it's sitting like a low rider, that means that those air shocks have gone out. It's not a big deal. You can replace those little air shocks in there. You can even convert it to a regular shock and spring setup, but that's one thing that has to be looked at. Another thing you want to make sure you look for is a AAA sticker somewhere, or maybe, as in this case, a museum sticker. You know it's been held by an older person. If it has a museum sticker or a AAA sticker on the back, that's a dead giveaway that it's been well taken care of by an older person. The number one thing that causes a problem with these cars is water over time runs in down the windshield and comes in underneath this little tray. There's a seal under here, and it'll rot out over time, and water will come down in there, go down on the floorboard, and you know where it ends up, of all places? Back here. The car will end up under this floorboard here, will be all wet after a rain. So you want to check after a rain if this area in here has got any wetness to it. If it does, then you've got a problem with that seal there or this seal up here. So watch for that on any one of these used cars, these used town cars or Panther platform cars. Okay, so hopefully I've talked you into it. I've convinced you that this truly is the best used car that you can find out there today. Under $5,000 in a lot of cases, as this one is, and just beautiful safety features, creature comforts, and again, the ride, it makes up for any cosmetic look that you don't like about it. Yeah, they may look ugly, but they're wonderful cars to own as a used car. Perfect for a new driver as well. They learn how to maneuver this big old thing, then when they get that little bitty car, no problem, right? But as I showed, this thing, these cars are great all-around cars. If there's something that I missed pointing out or a question you've got, pop a comment down below and I'll definitely answer you. This one I'll be selling soon, and I really love it, and I'll probably find another one because I just like to turn these cars around, put them back on the road. I'll bet you this one will be out there for another 500,000 miles. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope this was enjoyable. I hope that you learned something. I had a fun time. I thank you for your time. God bless.